Every 73 seconds, an American is sexually assaulted, and about 81% of women are sexually harassed in their lifetime. Most women are so used to the way that they are treated and have experienced sexual harassment so often that it's become a minor obstacle in their daily routine, and most choose to ignore it. Not only have these issues been prevalent in today's society, but for centuries, women have been treated differently and with less respect than men. Countless women from all walks of life, such as women from rural countries like India and Ethiopia, and even urban ones like America and Italy, have been forced to keep quiet and accept the fact that they will never get justice for the trauma they've experienced. For many, none thought the public prosecution of a harasser was even possible. But with the new social media platforms available and the different resources and organizations out there, it is finally available. Over time, groups and organizations have become more and more powerful. They've combined or worked together to obtain justice for thousands of women who have been assaulted or harassed. This combined workforce gave birth to the movement now known as the Me Too movement. The Me Too movement is an ongoing social justice movement aimed at bringing attention to sexual abuse and misconduct. It is a movement that has allowed women to come together and share their experiences with other victims without feeling ashamed or embarrassed. Unfortunately, over time, this movement has lost its urgency and importance. Although the assaults haven't stopped, the urgency of this matter at hand has been deemed unimportant to the press and not relevant to those who haven't been victimized. This issue and movement deserves more attention and action than it is currently getting. A global issue of this size shouldn't have to fight for the spotlight in the news and in the media. In order for awareness to spread, the public must be exposed to how often sexual assault and harassment happens, as well as education on the statistics of sexual assault and harassment for their own country and those of others. Shockingly, only 310 out of every 1,000 sexual assault are reported to the police. Support of this issue can encourage those victims who are scared to speak up, alert the authorities, and get the justice that they deserve. Looking at this from a different perspective, the low numbers of sexual assault reports can add fuel to the perpetrators that are thinking of assault. The low numbers allow them to think that if they were to assault a woman, there are slim to none chances of them being reported. Women need to know that they have all the support they need to report and stop perpetrators. The Me Too movement ensures empowerment through empathy by showing the world just how common sexual harassment is, and by telling survivors that they are not alone and are supported. When these women feel empowered, they have less fear of their abusers and are able to speak out against their abusers more freely, and the Me Too movement allows for these empowered women to all come together and work as one strong unit. This issue is extremely important and not talked about enough. It makes a lot of people, specifically men, very uncomfortable to talk about it, but it is one that needs attention and one that needs to be talked about. Mentioned above were the actions people have taken to end this issue and actions that have supported other victims in their time of need. But even after all that is done, women are left with traumatic scars, both mentally and physically. These victims often face long-term effects from their abuse. They become depressed and traumatized, and most have to resort to changing their daily routine or route that they take home due to the scars left from incidents. Women don't feel safe in the streets, and sadly enough at work as well. Women have been forced to quit jobs, switch schools, and end relationships because of the trauma they have experienced. Unfortunately, like many other issues, actions must be taken against the rising percentages of victims and against the injustice women face. Laws need to be passed to better ensure the safety of women, and companies need to ensure a zero tolerance policy for sexual harassment in the workplace. Not many women know that they aren't alone in the suffering. Thousands of women are able to empathize and sympathize with one another and support each other in many ways. But the time for just that has ended. A new era of action must come. Women and their daughters shouldn't have to worry about their clothing or feel uncomfortable when they walk in front of a group of boys. America has let many people down with the injustices for the victims of abuse. But fortunately, with the Me Too movement, women are able to come together and march together to demand action against the issue. The Me Too movement will not stop until justice is served and actions have been made against perpetrators, and there is no stopping them. The Me Too movement needs the attention and coverage the organization and the thousands of victims deserve.